Alright, welcome to Critique a Noob. This is where I do my best at and take a noob shot at explaining this game. My best explanation is it's a cross between Fortnite and Skyrim. So if Fortnite and Skyrim had a baby, this is the game that it would be. This is Hunter's Arena Legends. It's a very fun game. This is just the closed beta, the second one that the company has done. And so some facts about it is it's an RPG Battle Royale. There's up to 60 players in a single lobby. There's 12 different playable characters with unique skins, abilities, and combos right now. And then there's a 13th character that's locked that we don't know anything about. That I don't know anything about, at least. So if you know, comment down below and let everybody else know who's watching these videos who that 13th character is. So in this, we're just going to kind of go through the home screen, and then we'll go through a tutorial on one of the characters named June, or Jun, whatever you want to say. We'll be doing a Jun character spotlight for him. So, but this is the start menu. You can do start game, there's Battle Royale solos, become the survivor of among 60 hunters, the last survivor. Then there's the Battle Royale trio, where you team up with two other players in your party, and then just be the last team standing. So, and then there's Tag Match, which I have not tried yet, but it sounds like you choose 2 hunters, show off your skills in a fierce battle. It's more kind of like a little Coliseum setting where you're closed in and you just fight, and you can kind of tag team and with those 2 hunters depending on what they choose, and you can switch out between those. So go ahead and try that out and let me know how it is. And then we've got coming soon the free-for-all, so become the best of the 4 hunters. Not sure 100% what that means, but what to me right now that sounds like it's a 4-player lobby where everybody goes out into the world, tries to become the best hunter, and then there's a showdown at the end or something. And you can fight in between now and then, like the beginning and the end of the game, of the round there. So just trying to become the best of each of those 4 players or 4 hunters that are in the lobby. So anyways, so that's the game modes we have to select from. So let's go back here. This is the party section where you can set up your party, you and 2 other people. So you can just add people from your Steam friends list. So you can invite them to play with you. And then you've got, not sure what that button does. You can add, you can see your community requests, or your requests to see, your requests to play with other people, and then your current party members. So then you've got your settings, graphics, controls, sounds, gameplay, connect to your Twitch account, and then I don't know what this means, but it's not suited for minors under the age of 18. So, but let's see. We'll go back to the home screen. You got training grounds where you can choose any one of these 12 out of the 13 characters to choose from. We'll go through them right here. You've got June or Jun, Mir, Tao, Mum Young, Mimi, Aiden, Sam Jang, Gyeonjo, and then the mysterious Sephiroth-looking character there. Then you've got Yang Hong, Ara, and Dara. So I will come back and do the spotlight for June in a second. Go back to the home. This takes you through a tutorial. So this has you with Aiden. This is what it'll have you do right at the beginning of the game. So it'll tell you how to do consecutive attacks. I'll let you guys figure out what that all entails and let you go through it yourself to figure it out. Then you've got the game guide where you can go through where it's basically like a written version of the tutorial where it tells you where you got your weapon attacks, your guards, guard crash, martial arts, counters, all that stuff. So then you got your shop and collection where you can go through. Okay, so this guy's name is Yoongyeon, but you can't even see the character model of him yet. So, but this is where you basically buy different skins, emotes, and then their unique skill guide. So, swings the chain. This is his ult. Swings the chainsword to deal damage to the enemy. This is more of a I found a flashy skill instead of a skill that actually does a lot of damage. But, anyways, we'll talk about that in the training grounds and the character spotlight. Then they've got something pretty cool. It's the master tree, or like the mastery tree, I should say. You've got a branch that goes out with a weapon attack power, a branch that goes to skill attack power, and it goes up by very little increments right now. You've got max HP up, like your HP buffs up here, and then this is your XP branch over here. So, and it goes up to, when you get really far out, you get a whole 1.5 experience at the end of this branch here, and then 2.0 potion efficiency. There, it goes off and does a potion efficiency over there. So I think all of these, nope, never mind. They all have different things at the very end that are pretty significant buffs. So then you can have different pages, I'm guessing, where you can mix and match, do whatever you want there. So that's the mastery tab. Then your profile. This shows your stats, what your win rate is. So obviously I'm a noob. I've done 66 matches. I've killed 54 guys. My average level is 11.71, and I haven't won a single one yet in solos. Now in trios, I do have a single win. So, really fun. Trios, in my opinion, is superior to solo. I've played 13 matches. Me and my buddy had a rando on our team, and we got a victory. It was pretty fun. So then tag match, I've not tried yet. Like I said, dual log, I've literally only played Jun this whole time. So, but yeah, this gives you a rundown of your last 20 games. So that is it as far as the home screen. We'll go into the training grounds and show you a character spotlight for Jun. So when you finally get into a lobby, you'll sit here in this starting area where everybody joins up and runs around getting equipment and starting and basically prepping for the game. So as soon as we hit around 35 to, I've seen it start from 35 to 60 players. So, and keep in mind, everything in this is just a beta, so everything I'm explaining is subject to change. This is just it's gonna basically keep the same structure, because they won't want to really deviate too far from the beta, but just improve it to be a full game. So, let's see here. So this is the area. You can kind of run around, just kind of crawl up on these buildings and jump around. I've literally trying to jump to every single part that I can think of, and it's closed off pretty well. You can't even get on top of those little lanterns from jumping up from a high area, but it's just kind of fun to kind of explore. But basically in the middle here, in this center column, you've got your glider merchants, which you can only purchase gliders right when the gates open. It's basically the game starts and everybody has 1 minute to run out and get to where they want to be before the game starts and kind of find their spot and start their own little path of where they want to go. So you've got your equipment merchants. Everything's kind of copy and pasted on all four sides, so I'll just show you the one side and you'll see it all after that. So equipment merchants, you can buy swords, hats, basically any equipment that you need. You've got your headgear, you've got your armor, your weapon, and then you've got 2 accessories that you can do. And then you've got your function, or your F button items. So you've got your potions, a glider summoning stone. Honestly, I don't know what those, I've never really seen those work. I guess they're we'll have to mess around and see if we can get those to work. But then you've got your inventory or your bag here. So I usually like to just start with the best sword that they have for 800, and then you can buy a horse later for 200, which works out perfectly. Each round you have 1,000 gold to spend. So I use 800, I have 200 left. Then you've got the skill instructor. In game, this guy will be walking around. You can actually go find him and enhance your skill and get your ultimate, your number 5 skill, once you reach level 20, and find this guy out in the map here. So it won't let me do it until I'm level 20. So you can come back here and do anything you like in the round. You can come back to this area and upgrade your skills, buy more equipment. Later, you'll get these other types of currencies up here. These are for killing players, and you get these from disenchanting equipment that you get later on. I'm just going to call this charcoal and power crystals. I think these are actually called power crystals. They're not charcoal. I'm going to call it iron. So iron and charcoal, or iron and power crystals. So, and then you can buy and upgrade, and these are legendary weapons that you can purchase using power crystals, but you need that iron to buy power crystals, or you can get them from killing players like I mentioned before. So that's kind of it as far as the starting area goes. I'll show you the outer ring. There's kind of 2 levels to it. This is the outer ring where you can buy horses and whatnot, and these are the gates that'll open once the game is ready to start. You can buy a horse lease or a saddle to go tame a wild horse. That they will spawn in the wild, out in the fields when the game starts. So we'll just drag it over here, buy that, and it spawns a horse for us. So let's talk about the map a little bit. This is kind of what it looks like. The purple area, obviously, is the traditional like battle royale. It's an unsafe area, so don't go into the purple ever, or it'll slowly drain your health, just like every other battle royale. But these red areas, these larger red areas, are fire zones where you don't want to be. They stay stagnant, so they don't really grow or go away that I know of. So you don't want to be caught in those, or they'll have a similar effect as the purple area. So, and you'll see these smaller red areas are no-fly zones where you can't fly your glider to. So you have to either get there by foot or via horse. So these are the different dungeons. So you got Plundered Legacy, Call of the Forgotten King, Fanatic Ruins, and all of these are dungeons that you can do that have weaker minion monsters, chief monsters, and then the boss that'll spawn about 5 minutes into the round. Later into the round, I guess I should say. I'm not sure exactly on the timing on everything, but these little symbols, you can see that you got your skill instructor down here. You've got an item, a general items merchant. These guys just walk around, the map as you play, and you can find them, upgrade your stuff. These are these little fire wispy icons are the people, like the guy you want to find when you're level 20 to get your ult. So I usually, for today, we're going to go to the Nameless Castle and kind of talk to you about what my strategy is for that. I've only gone there and figured out a path that I like to follow to up to fighting the boss, beating the boss, and then leaving it eventually. And by then you're about level 20 where you can go to these skill enhancers and get your ult. So it works out pretty well. So that's kind of the map. You've got your different areas as far as like foresty areas, desert area, and a winter like kind of snowy area. So, and then let's talk about skills and the skill tree. So down in the left-hand corner, you can see the options you have for skills. You can choose. You have 1 skill point between your first, second, and third abilities. I like to start with my second ability, so I'm just going to go Control 2, and that's going to upgrade my second ability quickly. You can also go and you can press the K key, and it'll show you what your skills are, but you don't want to go off screen very much during a round, because it does not it's not very strategic to be looking at all these things and reading everything. So I think it's good that they've added this quick upgrade function where you press Control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and you upgrade your abilities that way. So and then you've got down in the very left of that, the left-hand corner, you've got your counter guard, or whatever you want to call it, where you click both left and right to kind of block the incoming attacks and push everything away from you. So it has a cooldown, but it makes for a quick getaway, in other words. So now if you look at the bottom center screen, you've got your passive abilities that you can upgrade. So if we click G here, you can see the skill trees here. On the left, which is Control Z to upgrade, you've got normal monster damage. You get a boost up 3%, and you can do it twice. And then when you do that, you can kind of follow these these trees here. But again, just like with the other ability, you don't want to be looking at these all the time, and it's not going to make the biggest difference, like really reading up on everything and trying to get everything down to a science. It's really just worth it to do the quick upgrades function. So, but yeah, that's Control Z, the normal monster damage up, and then Control X is gonna do chief monster damage up. So those are the tier 2 kind of harder monsters to kill. You can increase your damage towards them with Control X, and then Control C is kind of has to do with your HP and anything that has to do with that tier. And they all obviously change to like boss monster damage in the tier 2 and the accuracy tier, and then they end up with doing more damage with different things. So I always like to start with doing my max HP, and then I'll go to chief monster damage and then fighter spirit. But so it's kind of one of those things that you just kind of have to find which path you like the best. So we'll go out of this screen here. I'm going to start with my Control C to upgrade my health, and we're about to start. So that was perfect timing, actually. So I like to go to Nameless Castle, which is northwest of where this place is. So I usually just run up to the north gates, run out there, and we'll kind of talk about how to start here.
The gates are now open.
And that guy's pushing me back. So everybody just kind of spreads out. You have a minute to find where you want to be. This is all the fields where all the field spawns with monsters and sometimes bosses later on. So we'll go into here, and it's the dungeon structure is pretty simple. The boss is always pretty much in the middle of the dungeons. That's the boss area, and then there's smaller, weaker monsters, the normal monsters, and then the chief monsters that spawn around them. So, and running is a toggle in this. So you just press the shift button to run, and you can toggle it on or off. You'll pull out your weapon. So I like to start here, and then these monsters should spawn here in a second. And then I like to push them over into the corner with those other guys to try and do the most damage to the most characters possible. So you just kind of push them that way. And then once they're gathered, as you can see, there's that stone with the red glowy stuff around it that spawned a little bit later. Those are little dungeon buffs that you can break those down and get different types of buffs for the different types of whatever dungeon you're in. So this dungeon specifically gives weapon damage for its upgrade. So we're just going to try to finish these guys off here.
The next safe area has been secured.
Some abilities. And then we leveled up from that first kill, and we leveled up again from that second kill, so we'll get our other abilities there. When you do martial art, the right click, when they're on the ground, you kind of do a little ground slam like this. Pops them back in the air, you can continue the combo. So like I said, I like to do Control C a little bit to start off with. We'll take that power, gives us plus 15 weapon damage. And you can hear other people. Oh, there's a person right here. She's a little bit higher than I am. Block those there. Man, that combo. See, we got her there. That's something I do like about this, is it's more about skill than your level. But I mean, your level obviously has a lot to do with how well you do, but it's not everything. So the more skillful you are with your character, she also was like half health. So, but that still doesn't mean it's a total advantage being a higher level. So chiefs drop books. That give you little buffs. You right click on those. There's different unique abilities. Oh, there's a guy here. I don't think he knows what he's doing. We got him there. Alright, we got 2 kills, guys. We're off to a great start. So we'll just keep healing here.
Is quite useful.
Alright. Pick up that potion. We're at 100. Caps out at 100. So let's keep going. I usually, once I fight those guys off, of those minions, and I'm not interrupted, I'll come this way. Oh, we got another character guy here. Man, this place is very popular.
You're wasting your time.
We're off to a good round, guys. We've got 3 kills already. Not doing too shabby. Hopefully nobody will bother us now that we're kind of on our own here.
Come in handy.
Oh, didn't dodge that attack very well. Yep, she's probably going to take us out here, guys. Oh, yep, she got us. But yeah, so that's kind of an idea of what happens while in a game. So dungeons are very sought after, so they're kind of hard to finish off, especially when you get interrupted so many times. But we had a decent round there, not too disappointed about that. But yeah, that's kind of an intro to how dungeons work.